Hey guys, welcome to a basic mock check ride. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this series yet, but I am going to make several of these at different difficulty levels and different stages. This is kind of geared towards maybe the private pilot or a BFR when you need to just kind of brush up on your sectional work. So with that, I have a flight here from Mcclellan, MCC, over here to Santa Rosa, STS. You can follow along on your sectional. If any of you use paper sectionals still, bless your heart. You can get one of those out if you're in that region. If not, pull up ForeFlight, Sky Vector, whatever is easiest for you. With that, kind of how I'll do this is pretend that I'm your DPE. I've assigned you this cross country that we're going to talk about on your check ride. It's a pretty basic flight, 67 miles as you can see, not a terribly long flight. And we'll just go through here and talk about some of the symbology, and I'll ask questions. You can hit pause if you would like more time to answer it, or I'll try to give ample time to kind of just answer it basically. So with that, Mcclellan to Santa Rosa. First question I would ask is, what are some dangers, or what are some gotchas maybe for this flight? I'll give you a chance here to look at it. Departing here in Mcclellan and then proceeding westbound. Things that would cause you concern, or you might pay special attention to. And again, I'm not going to answer these as we go along. That's up to you. Only you know if you answered it solidly or not. As far as the sectional stuff, if I ask what something is and you don't know, you just look it up, all right? It's as simple as that. So I'll give you my opinion just on this first part. Threats that I am concerned with is getting out of this, through this airspace here. So that would be as a private pilot, probably my biggest stressor. I'm also looking at this from a departure arrival standpoint, okay? You're going to be below probably the glide path of the big heavies coming out of Sacramento. So I would be thinking about wake turbulence. That's something good to talk about. I might think about rerouting around here, but you can't do that because I assigned this to you, so you have to fly it. But that's something that I would bring up at least. Hey, I'm concerned about mixing it up with other traffic. I'm concerned about this quasi-complex airspace. Your DPE will really, I think, maybe not relax a little bit, but know that you're seeing the big picture and what could potentially happen. Going further westbound, I'm not really too concerned about a whole lot. Pretty simple. So, okay, that's enough of my opinion and coaching. Let's jump straight into this, all right? I think I said that already, but let's do it this time for real. All right, Mcclellan, MCC. Talk to me about this box. Tell me what this AWAS 3 and that number next to it is. Tell me what this 77 and star L means. Tell me what 106 and then this frequency means. Oh, and there's a C next to it. What does that C mean also? And finally, RP16. I have no idea what that means. Talk to me about that. Okay, continuing on, Mcclellan has this little star right there. What does that star mean? And you can't, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a dot right there. Not the one that denotes the flight path, but there's a little dot, a little bump off of the side of the runway. What is that? I don't see any others on the map here, so I can't show you a different one, but I think you either know what I'm talking about or you don't, right? Okay. There's a dashed line that I'm covering here around Mcclellan. What kind of airspace is that? Where does it start and what does it go up to? There's also this dashed line, blue dashed line over here. What is that airspace? Where does it start and what does it go up to? There's some funny looking, it's like an M. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Here's half of an M over here. What are those? And let's see. There's two numbers next to it. So I'm doing all this as part of, what do those two numbers mean? The top number and what does the bottom number mean? You can see there's more numbers next to these little triangles also. Okay. A little bit covered up, but there's an airport right next to Mcclellan. It's the Rio Linda Airport. It's got these little tick marks. I'm trying to exaggerate them here, but you can see what I'm talking about. What do those tick marks mean? Oh, and how? Okay, here's a good question. What do the tick marks mean? And why is Rio Linda Airport a circle like this with the runway in the middle? And Mcclellan is not a circle. It's this straight line like this that's hollow. What does all that mean? We already talked about the information here on Mcclellan. So I don't think we need to, there's nothing different there. But that RP-17 popped up again. Just like RP-16 over here at Mcclellan. Okay, moving on. So we got this funny, big, fat, bold magenta line around here. And then we've got it around, wow, this is goofy, there. What kind of airspace is that magenta line? Tell me where it starts and where it stops for each section. So for this ring, what is the airspace? And then for this ring, what is the airspace? Tops and bottoms. How do we transit this airspace? When we take off from Mcclellan, we're going to make a turn and we're going to go through this airspace. How do we do that? And let's think about this. If you were to take any route you could, how would you alter this route so you could maybe increase safety and make it a lower workload for yourself? What would you do differently? Staying on the airspace question, we got this dashed line right here that I'm tracing. What is that dashed line? You know what? It looks a lot like this dashed line here. What kind of airspace is that? Why is it there? What does it, what's its purpose, I guess? Okay. Next question. We're flying along, and you see this. Can you land there? What does this R mean? Does that mean runway? Okay, let's move down our path a little bit. Let's look at some other symbology. What does this little flag here at Watts Woodland Airport mean? I'm coloring it in. What does that flag mean? What is this little thing? How about this one? Can you land at a private airport? Could we land here if we wanted to? Oh, here's a good one. What does this mean? What is the star on top of of Yolo County Airport mean? You can see University has one here also. What does the star on top of those two airports mean? How about this line right here? What is this line? How can we use that for navigation purposes? All right, here is a good question. There's two arrows right here with the word BESA underneath. What is that? Okay, let's pretend that I wanted to get flight following, maybe. Maybe on this flight, maybe I'm just out over here somewhere and I'm headed back towards Mcclellan or Sacramento. How would I get flight following? Who would I contact? What frequency would I use? What is this little symbol here and a line that goes with it? Now, I know you can't see the numbers, so maybe a little unfair. This dashed line right here, though, you should probably know what it is even without having to see. Make sure you know what that line is and how it affects manual navigation planning. All right, let's move on down. Oh, okay. This is weird. So this little airplane has an H over it. This little airplane has an A over it. What does the H mean? We talked about the A already, but what does the H mean? What are some good landmarks, I guess, for this flight that you might use for navigation purposes? Let's say we're dead reckoning and maybe our GPS has gone out. We have to do this the old school way. What are some good landmarks that you would use to plan this flight, to help you not get lost and stay on track. What does this number mean right here? And what does that number and symbol mean right there? There's these lines right here. They're perpendicular to each other, and they have these little tick marks. What are those lines? Here's a good question. V494 with that 59 below it. What do those two numbers mean? And then here's a T329. What does T329 mean? This private airport has an H. What does the H mean? And how about this little symbol right here? Calistoga City. What's that little oval thing inside of there? I see these kinds of numbers all over. Big 5, little 1. Big 3, little 5. Big 3, little 2. What do those mean? Why are they there? Okay, here's this box. It says DME Santa Rosa, channel 108 STS, and it has this frequency 116.15. What do we use that for? Well, we're finally at Santa Rosa here. Let's talk about their airport information. Tell me everything about it, what the CT means, the frequency, the star, the C next to that. ATIS, we know what that is, 129 star L 60, 12295, and RP 14. Explain all that to me. Santa Rosa is a blue airport with the runway inside the circle, these little tabs, and a star. Angwin is purple with tabs. What is the difference between purple and blue? What kind of airspace is Santa Rosa in? And what's this all about right here? I see this 2.6 inside of this kind of segmented box. What does that mean? Now, the final question that I have is this. how long is this going to take you in your airplane? What are your landmarks along the way? And how much fuel are you going to burn to get there? I hope this helps. I hope it opens your eyes to a different set of symbols that you may not see in your particular flight training area. If you don't know the answers, that's okay. That's what we do this for, to find out what we don't know so that you're 100% prepared going into the oral and you have no doubt about your ability to pass the test. Good luck, you'll do great, and please leave any comments or questions. Click like and subscribe. I really appreciate it.